Yeah, so today I wanted to talk about overconsuming. I had to talk about the title of the video and just being aware. Now, I am playing Undisputed, as I can tell. I put the difficulty on max difficulty. I wanted a little Bud Crawford Canelo rematch. For some reason, I really enjoy this game on max difficulty. I don't know. I just started playing it. It feels really realistic on max difficulty. Like I gotta really. Oh, show. All right, I'm gonna get my shit beat. But anyway, overconsuming and being aware, right? I feel like a lot of people, as soon as they wake up, you know, they go on their phone. I'm a victim of this too. I'm not saying I'm perfect, you know, but I feel like we be overconsuming stuff that we don't need to know about. For example, I go on social media, bro. All I see now is just Epstein. Bro, I don't care about that no more, bro. It's like, what are we even gonna do about it? Nothing. It's just like, don't y'all think they even told us that on purpose? Like they released all that stuff on purpose. So it's like, we read about all this horrible shit going on in the world, you know, ICE, stuff like that, you know, racial war. Everything is just energy harvesting, bro. They just want our energy, bro. Now, like I said, when you overconsume all this stuff, you kind of just feel bad. Like, yo, the world is really, like, horrible. Like, we damn near live in hell. Right? So, it's like, what do we even learn about this stuff for? Obviously, it's good to know the bullshit that goes on in the world, but it's like, it doesn't really affect our regular lives. Like, it'll really only affect you if it's like you have children, you know, and like you fear for their, you know. Oh, this is beating the shit out of me. Oh my lord, hold on. Stop, Canelo. Yo, I shouldn't put this on max difficulty. He beating the shit out of me. Fuck, damn, I'm trying to talk. He beating me up. Anyway, yeah, like unless you really have kids and it's like, you know, there's traffickers around, stuff like that. Like, I guess that could be the little, you know, the little thing that makes you more aware. But it's like, what is that really doing for us? I mean, ICE, that makes sense though. You know, I'm a Spanish person, you know, so at any given day, I guess they could pull up on me randomly. But it's just like, my whole point is just like, we just be learning about stuff that just don't really serve anything good in our real day-to-day life. Even bullshit. Like, those are two things that I guess are more on the lines of like, maybe this does affect your life, maybe you really should do something about it if you really want. But I'm just thinking of like, just like, for example, like little memes about just like AI. Like, when you see random AI videos, bro, and you just like, bro, why am I even seeing this, bro? Like, I don't really need to see this, bro.
Let's see if we can turn it around here.
So I'm not gonna lie, this is a game I low-key can't play while I'm talking, because it's like, I'm trying to win, but he's kind of beating the shit out of me. Watch out. But yeah, I feel like it all just comes down to this, what you choose to consume and what are you really doing about it. Because, you know, you can go on the internet and, you know, you can have a little laugh here and there. You know, I'm not saying everything you consume on the internet has to be beneficial for you, but it's built that way so that, you know, you're mindlessly scrolling all day long. You know, you'll be scrolling for 30 minutes straight, an hour, and then you'll realize like, yo, I ain't get nothing done today, bro. Like, we waste so much time every single day just on nothing, you know, just literally just nothing. Well, it's like, I feel like every day you should be taking those mini steps to be better. Like me, I woke up today, you know, I went on TikTok, bro. I'm like, why am I even on here, bro? Now, I was mainly checking how much views my video went up by, you know, because I post on TikTok, right? JT Chills, I want to go check that out for me. I checked my YouTube, I just made a short yesterday, you know, it's be just little checks and stuff like that. And then I'll go watch a video, I'll go watch a beneficial video from YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, you know, to get in that mind space, you know. Then I probably read a little verse, you know, little verse in my Bible app. Yo, stop hitting me, bro. Anyway, yeah, just doing those little things to just make your mindset a little bit better, be a little more clear for the day. You know, maybe you eat something for breakfast, you know, get some in your body. Did a couple push-ups, you know, just got a push-up board, learn how to use that. Why are you punching? You're punching after the ring. They need to fix that, bro. There's no reason you should be hitting me after the bell goes off, bro. Come on, like that's cheating, bro. Stop doing that, bro. But yeah, and I feel like if you're not aware of all these things that I've previously mentioned, right, you're just gonna be having your energy taken from you, right? Just imagine if I wasn't aware to any of this consumption that I was taking in, right? I would just be reading all this bullshit, and now my entire day is ruined, right? Because now I can't think of anything beneficial for me. I'm just thinking about, damn, ICE is really taking people off the street. Damn, Epstein really did all this shit and nobody helped them kids. And it's like, yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't care about it, because we're all human, right? And we have feelings, like, you know, we care about children, you know, state of children. But it's like, what is this really doing for us in our everyday life, you know? Unless maybe you see a child on the side of the street that just looks suspicious, you know, and you're like, is that child low-key getting trafficked? Right? You know, like, stuff like that. Like, is it really gonna, you know what I'm saying, like, appear itself in your real life to where maybe you could do something about it? Maybe, you know, who knows? But my whole point is just stop over-consuming things that just don't really serve your purpose, right? Like I said, I go on YouTube, I like to watch videos about people talking about how to get your mind right, you know, talking to God, stuff like that. That's the headspace that I want to be in, right? And you know, maybe you might not need that. You know, your head might be screwed on a different way. You know, we're all different. But yeah, that's just pretty much what I wanted to make this video about. Just over consuming things and just being aware about what you're consuming. Like most people that, you know, watch porn, you know, they probably wake up and they be bored. So they're like, okay, I'm bored. You know, let me go Goon real quick. And that's what I feel like, little stuff like that will take your mind over, you know, when you're not aware of what you're doing with your time. You don't really have a purpose, so you just kind of in a daze. All right, back up, bro. You're not gonna hit me after the round end, bro. Get out of here. But yeah, you know, and I even go through it myself, you know. Sometimes I wake up at like 5, 6, 7 in the morning, you know, 'cause I got a very weird sleep schedule. But I'll wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and I'll be like, yo, what can I do right now to, you know, just doing something productive, pretty much. And then most people that don't want to do things productive because they're so comfortable in their little space, they're like, yo, fuck it, I'm a goon, I'm bored, like, you know. And then that's the thought that seeps into your mind, you know, just those actions that don't serve you any purpose. Or like, if you wake up in the morning, damn man, I want to go smoke a blunt. Like people that just wake up and just smoke off the rip. Now, hey, if you need that to, you know, clear your mental space, go ahead, bro, do it. I'm not telling you not to do what you want with your life, but just be aware of why you're doing it. Why do you pick up the blunt every day? Why do you watch the porn every day? You know, it's just like programming, you know, like we're all just so conditioned to these things. And, you know, we don't really open our minds to why we do it, or like, you know, the shadow work, you know, when you really sit down at night and even those nights where you just think about your life, like, what am I doing this all for? Like, just doing things just because your mind is telling you to do it in that moment. That's why people fall victim to, you know, the corn, because they just doing the short term, they're just taking the short term pleasures, you know. That's pretty much my whole point. It's just, oh my god, he's beating the shit out of me. Yeah, that's pretty much my point, you know. It's like, if you're not aware to these things every day, you know, then your phone and the internet is just consuming you, you know. Like X said, it's a spiritual war going on, right? Spiritual war going on. They want your soul, you know. They want us to just be zombies on our phone all day, you know, consuming the bullshit so they could take our energy. Now, what are they doing with the energy? I don't really know. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but that's pretty much my whole point, you know. It's that damn phone, bro. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. And I'm gonna mix this in with another video too. I was gonna split this into another video, but since I put 8 rounds on this fight, I'm just gonna put it into this video. I wanted to talk about the succubus energy, the Jezebel spirit, right? Because me, I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been on retention for I don't know how long now. I kind of stopped counting. But yeah, I'm just trying to get my energy back pretty much. Now, email retention isn't gonna guarantee your life getting better, right? I do that, and I talk to God just to try to get myself into a right mental headspace so I could put that energy into beneficial things, right? You can't just go on retention and just expect your life to get better. You got to take the actions to it. Now, there are benefits to it. Like I said, you get to conserve a lot more of your life force and your energy, but at the same time, like I said, it's a spiritual war, you know. And just think of it like Avatar, you know, when you go into the spirit world, which is you going to sleep pretty much, right? Now, a lot of dreams don't be making sense a lot of the times when you try to make meanings in your dreams, and a lot of it don't make sense. But it's also because your mind low-key is thinking of these things in its subconscious, right? And that's where the random dreams come from. So me, I feel like since I've been on retention and I'm trying to stay away from these things on my phone that don't serve me no purpose, right? They attack me in the spiritual world. So I've been dealing with a lot of succubus energies in my dreams, right? You know, you might have a wet dream or something like that. I feel like that's not just your mind thinking about it in the subconscious. That's also like the spirit world trying to take your energy from you, right? And if you don't believe any of this shit, that's totally fine. But yo, this is all real. I'm gonna tell you it's real because I know it's real. But yeah, I feel like I've been going through a lot of those attacks lately, where there'll be a girl in my dream, right? And that girl is actively trying to, you know, make me release within my dream. So even if, you know, certain people that do watch the Corn every single day, they might dream about that stuff every now and then, right? They might not go through the stuff that I'm going through in the spirit world because they're already getting their energy taken in the physical world, so they don't have to be attacked in the spiritual world. So that's why I'm thinking of it like this: since I'm being strong in the physical world, right, they might send a female at me that's lustful. But since I'm already, you know, my mind is already screwed on the right way, they like, damn, I can't get him in the spirit world. I mean, I can't get him in the physical world, in the 3D. Let me get him in the 4D. Let's send a whole bunch of females at him in the spiritual world that look good or might present themselves as good, but in reality, they're all really just demons. They're all just demonic energy trying to take me right. So, like I said, if you're not aware to this and you're consuming this stuff, they're just gonna keep taking it from you over and over and over again until until maybe one day you're living your life and you're just completely drained every single day. Like if you're gooning every single day, right, you're literally losing energy every single day. You're gonna feel drained, and you know this, and you know your energy ties into other things too, like your diet, your sleep schedule, stuff like that. You know, that comes with the consumption of the bullshit on your phone and you being aware to it. So stop, bro, stop. You're beating the shit out of me. Anyway, I seen a video, and this is the reason I even chose Bud Crawford in the first place. Not just because I wanted to see this little Canelo rematch, but also because when I was on TikTok, I seen a video of Bud Crawford in an interview, and the dude was like, yo, I'll sell you my dog for $100. Nah. I'll sell you my dog for $1,000. Nah. Alright, I'll give you, well, I'll buy your dog, I'm sorry. I'll buy your dog for $1,000. No. And then he's like, I'll give you $100,000. And he was like, alright, take my dog. Pretty much the interviewer was saying, like, yo, he feels like there's a price for anything. And he's telling Bud Crawford, like how much money would it take for you to get in the ring? He's like, I think he said like 100 mil. He's like, nah, I wouldn't do it. And then the interviewer's like, bro, for 100 mil, oh no, I'm sorry. Bud Crawford said, no, I wouldn't do it because then that's like selling your soul. And then the interviewer was like, for 100 million, you could have my soul. And it's like, why would you even say that, bro? So you just said for 100 million, you would sell your soul, pretty much. And Bud Crawford was like, he's like, all right, bro, like that's you. That just shows what kind of character you have. And I'm like, damn. That was deep, bro. For real. Cause just think about when you have these little talks with your friends and shit on some like, yo, like for 100 mil, would you let this dude run up in your, you know what I'm saying, for 100 mil? And every time you really think about it, it's like, damn, 100 mil just to do this for 30 seconds, and it's some crazy ass, homosexual. It's some homosexual shit, you know what I'm saying? So even when I think about it, when I have these little funny talks with my friends and shit, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, that 100 mil could change my life for just 30 seconds, but that's you selling your soul. So I think about it like, no, I'm not gonna put on no dress for a minute for 100, like, no, like, yes, you might be able to brush it off later on, but technically you still sold your soul, you know what I'm saying? So even when you think about it like in the moment, it's like damn, those 30 seconds really could change the trajectory of my entire life, but it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because even when you do tell yourself, yo, for 30 seconds, man, I would let this dude do this to me, you know what I'm saying? And then when you're really in that room, like, all right, you said you'll do it, I bet, put him in there. Now you're in the room with Bob, and you about to eat a cock meat sandwich, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Harold and Kumar, you know what I'm saying? You about to eat a cock meat sandwich, real talk. And when you're really in that room, it's like, damn, you really about to do this. Like, are you really gonna stick through with what you said, or were you just saying that just because you was thinking of it in the moment, like 100 mil, yeah, I take that money. But yeah, it's just little stuff like that. It's like you're not really aware to this shit. You really get in that room, it's like, if you really one of those people to where it's like, yo, it don't matter how much money you give me, I'm not gonna fold? Or are you gonna be one of those people that once the money come out, you like, all right, I'm gonna take it, whatever, that's fine. Even like Bob Marley, I think it was just Bob Marley's birthday recently. Bob Marley was like, in the one interview, is a really famous interview. He's like, are you rich? You have a lot of money? And he's like, is that what you value as being rich? Having money? He's like, nah, money don't make me rich. It's what I have in my heart. Even Manny Pacquiao. I'm just thinking of all these examples now. Manny Pacquiao used to sleep on a cardboard box, bro. A cardboard box. Bro ain't have nothing. And he said, yo, I'm grateful that I could go through these things so it could build my character. Like, it wasn't handed to me. And then he even said, yo, I could have all the money in the world, I could have all the gold and all the riches in my hand, and still his heart will never change. Because it's not about the money, even Bud Crawford said it in the video. He's like, yo, I did this to be world champion. Obviously I came into here to make money, but I didn't do it for the money. Like, he wanted to put his energy, his insight into something meaningful. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when this fight ends, bro, I'm probably gonna lose this shit. I don't know how long this video is, I don't really care, bro. But, if y'all wanted to watch a whole little fight, you know what I'm saying, you gotta fight right here, bro. But yeah, that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just spiritual. What you have in your heart is what you gonna give out to the world, I guess. And we all fall sometimes to malicious energy, words, stuff like that, just third dimensional shit. But as long as you're a good person and you got a good heart, feel like you're gonna live a good life, right? Having a good moral compass, but also not letting other people sway you into the bullshit. Like I said, the corn, you letting that little shit sway you into something. Yeah, I definitely lost this fight, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yep, I lost. Unanimous? That shit was not unanimous, gang. What you mean? We was tied up for like 3 rounds straight. Not 3 rounds straight, but I was down by like 2-3 points. But anyway, whatever. I'm gonna end the fight like this, you know what I'm saying? I only lost by 2 points. See, look, this is why I fuck with this game, though. Cause you see how I still won a couple rounds, you know what I'm saying? When I was talking the whole way through, I only lost by 2 points. This is actually a pretty good game. And I came from UFC. When I play UFC with people, we don't go to the ground and shit. We just box. So now that it's an actual boxing game, I'm not gonna lie, this shit fun, bro. I'm gonna definitely do some my career on this shit. If y'all want to tune into this, you know what I'm saying, I might make another video with a my career or whatever right after this. But hope y'all, you know what I'm saying, got the point I was trying to make with the video. Y'all have a nice day, all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to get more into the gaming stuff. You know, this is my third video talking about some real shit. That's just kind of what I've been feeling lately. But yeah, y'all boys tune in. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, boys, take care.